Boom, clash. The sound of my heart. Beat goes on and on and on and on.
You're gonna get us copyrighted. Now we can't
No.
post this. Alright, we're back. Welcome back to the number one source for weird news on the internet. Even though we just kind of find wherever it's posted and talk about it.
No, we are the number one source. The internet is a very small place.
The best aggregate for this kind of news, I would say.
Yeah.
It's raining cats and dogs over here, so it's like a typhoon. I don't know if I'm going to survive this, but we're going to carry on with the show because the show must go on. So
You're a man of the weirdos.
the people must know this news.
They must. I need to know it. I don't even know it yet. It's not raining here though, so I'm safe to listen and record and everything.
Yeah,
so.
but you're scared for my life.
I'm so scared for your life.
Anyways, let's get started with the news. Let's jump right into it. The timer has
Jump right
started.
in. Yeah, timer's at 51 seconds already, so.
So this one caught my eye. Turkey deports Japanese man for eating cats.
Why? Cat could maybe be good to some people. Who knows?
So,
No.
it's like a stereotype that in Asian countries they eat dogs and cats. But
Right.
what if they actually eat that as a cuisine and he was just trying to make a meal?
But he had. I doubt that that's the reason why he was deported. It's got to be like he was seen and questioned because he was eating the cat, and then they found out he was wanted or something. That's my guess.
So do you think he should have the right to eat cat?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not an advocate for just eating whatever animal you want.
Because it's just part of like the culture or his cuisine or something.
I mean, it's kind of still kind of weird to
Anyways,
eat.
cats are
dogs and
widely
cats.
beloved in the city of Istanbul in Turkey, where there's a long history of the animals being revered for their hunting prowess that stretches back to the Ottomans in the 1400s. We're getting a history lesson here, so pay attention.
Yeah.
This love of felines remains strongly tied to the local culture, and today you'll find thousands of stray cats freely roaming the streets of the city, with citizens often tending to the animals, providing them with water, food, and shelter. Thousands roaming the streets.
I just feel like you get out in Istanbul and you're trying to find places to step on the sidewalk where you're not stepping on a cat.
Oh, that's too
The
many
streets
cats.
are flooded. Yeah.
Think how much
I mean,
poop
obviously.
and pee are on their streets.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, it's got to be like a public health concern at some point.
Yes, well, let's continue. One of Istanbul's stray cats, Tombili, achieved worldwide fame for her curbside leaning pose, which was immortalized in statue form after her death in 2016. I'm going to put this on the screen. It's pretty funny. It's basically a cat leaning over, like looking over a bench. It was immortalized by a statue, so now it's there forever.
Wow.
That's not to say it's an entirely safe environment for felines, however, as news out of the city this week revealed that a man was recently detained and fined for killing kittens and eating them.
What?
So, just for eating the cats, apparently.
I guess. I mean, I just feel like you got to be smarter. If you're going to a, city or country that really likes and protects cats, then don't go there and eat cat.
But, like, he had a hankering for it, you know? He's like, I could go for some cat today.
It sounds so weird.
It's kind of like,
Whoa.
in, I don't know, cartoons and stuff when somebody sees a chicken and it turns into, like, a fried chicken in the spot and they want to eat it. That's how I'm imagining he saw these cats.
Just like they started being on these plates,
Yeah.
sliding around. It's got the steam. He's just looking at it.
He's drooling. According to police, the man was a Japanese national in his 30s from Tokyo who was residing in Istanbul. That's pretty young for doing this in his 30s.
Yeah, as I would have guessed, it was an older guy.
Yeah, I was like, maybe it was, how they used to do it back in the good old days. But no, this is a millennial just straight up eating cats.
Yeah. Ugh.
He was detained on June 14th after a local resident saw him taking 5 kittens in a bucket into his home.
So he's like not even trying to hide it, apparently, if he's seen that easily.
Police say the man was detained and fined the equivalent of 130,000 yen after he admitted to killing and eating 5 kittens caught in the neighborhood. He's currently at an immigration facility awaiting deportation. So let's hear what the people on the street have to say. Locals who had been caring for the mother cat before she had her kittens 2 months ago are said to be in shock at the news, and people in Japan have also been expressing their dismay. This is unforgivable. I hope he doesn't return to Japan. You wouldn't eat them in Japan, so why would you eat them here? I read that people in Japan once ate cats hundreds of years ago, but that doesn't mean you should eat them today. I can't believe a Japanese person would do such a thing. So that's the word on the street. I'm glad we got that here.
Word on the street. Wow.
It's a very normal thing a person would say.
Yeah.
Animal rights activists say cruelty against animals is becoming an increasing concern in Istanbul, where there's no threat of imprisonment for killing strays, as they're classified as commodities rather than legal beings.
I mean, what countries have stray cats listed as legal beings?
And I thought they're so revered in this country. Like,
yeah.
The Turkish parliament is currently working on a draft law in order to change this. However, which would result in harsher penalties and a safer environment for the beloved cats of Istanbul.
So they're really gonna prevent any more people from eating them.
So that was some interesting news, I thought.
Yeah, that's definitely some weird stuff. I mean, it's kind of weird how, much of a pedestal they put the cats on, but at the same time, it's weird to eat cats no matter where you are.
Yeah. I don't know if it tastes good.
I don't know. I mean,
what is so appealing to this guy about eating the cats?
It's his favorite food, apparently. He's like 5 kittens.
Oh man, those are like small. They're not even a full meal. You eat one of them.
It's like an appetizer. That's what you're concerned about, is how filled was he after he ate the cats.
I mean, if you're gonna eat a cat, wouldn't you want a big fat one?
I guess maybe the big fat ones taste bad.
Oh, he's gotten to the point where he knows the difference.
Yeah, he's a connoisseur.
Oh.
He's a cat eating connoisseur.
Well, he'll get justice. He already has been fined, and deported. So let's move on to this one.
All right.
Police break up exorcism at Pennsylvania Home Depot.
What?
So some spooky news with this terrifying storm going on outside,
So was this exorcism taking place? Was it
in the Home Depot?
Planned? Like, was it planned?
We're about to find
out. It's like, you know what? We're going to do this exorcism, and we're going to do it at the only place I know best. Home Depot.
It's the most attractive to demons, I guess. The more receptive they are to Home Depot.
Yeah. All right, lay this story on me.
All right.
I'm ready.
Police in Lackawanna County broke up an exorcism in the lumber aisle of a home improvement store Monday. It's so specific, in the lumber aisle.
Like, I don't need to know the aisle. Like, you could say any aisle and it'd still be weird.
But I do like that they kept that in, though. That was funny.
In the lumber aisle, okay.
Details are scarce on just what was going on inside the Home Depot on Commerce Drive in Dixon City Monday afternoon. But police were called around 3:26 p.m. to escort several people out of the store for bad behavior.
You're being very, very bad.
Is that what the police are saying when the priest is holding a cross trying to get rid of this demon?
Yeah.
According to reports, the exorcism was held for the trees that had been turned into lumber. What?
What? Wait a second.
Oh, time out here, time out.
All right, I thought it was going to be just like some person that they believed to be possessed, that they just moved the whole thing into Home Depot. But they're exorcising the lumber itself?
Oh my
Like what?
god.
What makes it think like?
So, well, this is good. This is personifying something, and I love that. The police blotter item posted on the Dixon City Police Facebook page gave few clues as to what happened. Simply saying, 3:26 p.m. Commerce Boulevard at Home Depot for disorderly people having an exorcism in the lumber aisle for the dead trees. They were escorted out of the building.
Can you imagine being a police officer rolling up to that scene?
The power of Christ compels you. He's just pointing it at a log or something. A plank of wood.
I don't understand what makes them. I hope it. Well, they don't even have any information on it.
Close to 200 comments on the post begged for more details. There is no indication the incident had anything to do with the price of lumber.
Okay.
It's just like the lumber is too expensive. The demons are in it. According to reports, no charges have been filed at this time.
The demons are making it harder for them to be bought by you. Not the opposite.
So it doesn't help that there's no specific details except that it was in the lumber aisle.
I think it's so funny that their call was for a disturbance inside the store about people in the lumber aisle. Like, just 4 people doing an exorcism on logs.
That is bizarre. That was crazier
really
than I thought. Well, but either way would have been pretty bizarre, but
yeah, but this one it was like, how weird could this be? And I can't think of a situation that would be weirder. Like a plausible situation that would be weirder.
Man, that's craziness. Okay, let's move on.
All right, we're at 12, almost 13 minutes. I pause it for like a minute to help us catch up. Oh.
Okay, now it's working. Okay, so here's a bit of a throwback. We've been over this furry species attacking things before. Thought we'd bring it back. A bear storms Japanese military base and airport, injuring 4 people.
Another military involvement with bears. Oh my gosh, it's worse than we thought.
It's worse than we thought.
They're learning. They're not just going after ships, they're going after everything.
Now it's just not Russia, it's
Japan.
Japan. I can't talk.
Wait, they got onto the submarine.
They took the submarine
from Russia to Japan.
A wild bear went on a rampage in the northern Japanese city of Sapporo on Friday, storming a Japanese military base, forcing its way into an airport and injuring 4 people. Video footage showed the bear galloping across a busy road and pushing its way into a base run by Japan's self-defense forces. Galloping.
So I guess the self-defense forces aren't so good at their job of self-defense.
I mean, were there any people injured in the submarine attack? I don't think so.
I don't remember there being. I don't think so.
They've finally taken some blood here, some bloodshed.
They're like, our time will come. And it comes now as he
There's one bear,
runs
though.
in. Yeah.
Taking out all of Japan and its army.
Setting an example for what could be possible to the other bears.
A video from public broadcaster NHK shows the bear scaling a fence at Sapporo Okadama Airport, a small airport serving flights around Japan's northern island of Hokkaido. 8 flights at the airport were canceled, according to NHK, while 10 schools were closed in the city. It's closed down.
They closed 10 schools because of a bear.
By the way, this is an Anchorage Daily News. It's so random. But 2 helicopters were called out to track the bear, and local hunters joined in the hunt. The bear was eventually shot at 11 a.m. Well, that's some sad
Wow. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it
I wonder if
was an
it was, like,
aggressive
rabbit or
bear,
something.
though, but
Yeah, so super aggressive. Or I wonder if it was rabbit or something.
maybe.
That's why it was going crazy.
It's hard to properly understand what happened, but knowing that the bear is male, and given that it is the breeding season right now, it's highly conceivable that the male was chasing after a female bear, and in the process wandered into a residential area. Said Shinsuke Koke, a professor and bear expert at Tokyo University of Agriculture and Technology.
Huh. So in a residential area near the airport?
But did it say a military base, though?
Or yeah.
Military base and airport, so I guess they're both located there.
Well, I guess residential could just mean that maybe, like, would they say, like, on the military base, like the barracks or something? Possibly? I don't know.
Dangerous encounters between bears and humans have risen sharply in Japan in recent years, with the animals increasingly coming down from their mountain habitats in search of food. Last year, experts blamed a shortage of acorns in the mountains for a surge in sightings. What? But there is a
acorns?
Yeah, that's what it says.
You think that I'm surprised to hear that acorns are in that large amount of a bear's diet.
They're omnivorous.
What?
They're omnivorous.
I mean, I guess, but do they eat that many acorns?
I don't know, man.
You're supposed to be the expert, Danny.
But there is a deeper reason. Japan's shrinking rural population. The trend has led to the abandonment of farmlands in the foothills that once formed buffer zones between the bears' mountain homes and the populous flatlands. As a result, the bears' habitat has expanded into these flatter lands and closer to human populations.
Okay.
The revolution has started.
So I think that's probably more of a cause than the shortage of acorns, but who am I to say?
Once a bear is in a residential area, in order to avoid any accidents, extermination is really the only way. God.
So if it's just even walking around, they have to kill it? That seems a bit extreme.
Tranquilizing guns will usually take up to 10 to 30 minutes for effectiveness, so in the process, the bear could act up in panic, leading to further incidents.
I mean, is it just because of their size that it takes so long to do?
Probably.
I just feel like there's a way to have a faster acting tranquilizer.
I know, I thought...
just like,
it's pretty
we're stuck at 10 minutes is the fastest. And so we have to either shoot him with a bullet or wait around that long.
Well, we know the real reason is they're trying to suppress the revolution. That's really why.
You come down here, you're just like the other rebels that we've had to take care of.
So I'll let you know if we get any more bear-related news.
Please do. I need to know.
All right, moving on. Heard of...
What?
Huh?
Oh, I was saying we're at 19 and a half minutes.
Okay. Herd of cows stampede through Los Angeles after breaking free from slaughterhouse.
This is the plot to
This is
Ferdinand.
part of Ferdinand, yes.
The herd of cows.
At least 34 cows escaped, and one was shot and killed during the incident.
Why? All right. I don't understand this. Why, if there's 34 cows, are you gonna shoot one of them?
One was extremely aggressive.
He was the leader of the pack.
There is a video. It's pretty interesting. There's a bunch of cows just like in a suburb.
Are they running or are they just hanging out?
They're just hanging out.
They make it seem like it's this stampede down the streets, and I mean, maybe it was.
A herd of cows, at least 34 cows, ended up stampeding through a neighborhood in Los Angeles after somehow managing to escape from a slaughterhouse in the area. Somehow. How do you not know?
Like, how did this event happen? We are not sure, but they did it somehow. It's like someone just doesn't want to admit their mistake.
Or they just figured out a way. They're intelligent.
They're that smart.
Maybe they're in cahoots with the alligator that stuck into the post office.
So wait,
they learned this. They learned their secrets from the alligator.
The Stampede has the dun 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 dun. Dun.
Well, they had to escape from the slaughterhouse.
Just the Stampede is bursting through the wall or something.
Well, remember they have to go through the lasers too.
The slaughterhouse has lasers. What type of alarm system? They were expecting this. This is not a surprise to the slaughterhouse workers.
Already, have you seen Ferdinand? That's a documentary that actually happened.
Apparently so.
The incident occurred at approximately 8:35 p.m. on Tuesday, June 22nd in Pico Rivera, California. Police responded to calls that several cows were in the area, reportedly running down streets, cutting through neighborhood yards, and trampling bushes.
Not the bushes.
It's just an absolute massacre on the bushes and chaos.
Everything else is fine, but all the shrubbery's just shredded.
One person was injured in the stampede, and one cow was shot and killed by a deputy during the incident. When Pico Rivera city manager Steve Carmona said it appeared the cow was making a move to run over a baby, according to reports from KABC.
Like it was trying to.
It just locked into a baby just sitting in the middle of the street.
And they're more concerned about the cow than the person that left the baby in the middle of the street.
Jesus. All right. Los Angeles County's Sheriff's Department deputies were called to the scene to help corral the wandering animals and warned people to steer clear of the area while this was ongoing.
Oh, does it have the...
Yes, it's in quotes.
Oh, come on. Oh, man.
Steer clear for a few more minutes, please, said the police department's Twitter. We are in the process of moving the cows.
They're just like, yes, how can we make this funny? Let's incorporate some puns into this.
Meanwhile, they're like trying to run over a baby, like stampeding straight at one.
Look out. Move.
That's what the police are saying while this is going on.
Steer clear. They're like looking for laughs.
Just making dad jokes the whole time.
Oh my gosh.
It took authorities about 2 hours to move the herds into trailers. And by 10:20 p.m., the sheriff's department said that most of the cows had been detained, though one wily cow was reportedly on the loose until after 11 p.m.
One cow just was not giving up. He's like, I'm going to get that baby.
Their whole goal was to get this baby?
Who knows? You never know. They could be, very intelligent.
Maybe but why? What is their goal?
The baby, they knew that the baby would grow up to be a slaughterhouse worker.
They could see into the future. No, maybe it's like the dad is the head of the slaughterhouse and they were trying to get revenge on him.
There we go. I like that one a lot more than mine.
Most of them were eventually caught at the end of a cul-de-sac in Pico Rivera. And at one point, KABC managed to get aerial footage of at least 20 cows standing on one driveway in the area. So that's the video. That's what it shows.
Wow. Okay.
All I know is that they were running for their lives, and they're probably free for the very first time, and anybody would want to escape. Witness Ginger Gaxiola told KABC in an interview regarding the incident. And an ongoing investigation is happening about how they escaped, but that's about it for that one.
Wow. The interesting thing that you don't hear about all the time.
Let's move on. Please. Next.
Come on, spare us.
Woman checks bank account after night out. Discovers she's $49 billion in debt.
$49 billion? She spent a lot of money on drinks that night.
A lot of food.
I think that hurt.
I mean,
it had to have been a hack.
No, she actually spent that much.
No, right? Yeah, 49. We said million or billion?
Billion.
$1 billion. Do you know how hard it would be to spend $1 million in a day?
She bought a couple of big companies, some nuclear weapons.
What? Nuclear weapons on her night outs? She's like, girls' night. Let's go buy a nuke.
I just shooters. Let's do it. Every nuke we buy, let's take a shot.
Yeah.
Okay. We've all been too afraid to check our bank account after a night out, over fears we spent too much. One woman decided to be brave and peek at her finances in the early hours of the morning after heading to a bar, only to find she was $49 billion in debt. Maddie McGivern, thought to be from California. Thought to be? Is she or is she not from California? Right. was shown a balance of negative $50 billion via her cell phone app.
Wow. It had to be, the app had to have been wrong.
McGovern, who banks with Chase, luckily did have an available balance of $76.28.
Wow.
And the app showed she had spent a much more realistic amount of $681 this week. Her friend, Gabby Flores, shared a video to TikTok on Sunday morning, presumably after they'd been out on Saturday night, showing the McGovern's response shortly after discovering the balance. Flores captioned the video, which has been watched more than 8 million times. We went out to the bar and Maddie checked her phone and blah, blah, blah. The footage shows McGovern showing her banking app to her friends as she yells, I swear to God, it says negative $49 billion. What do I do? So, yeah. McGivern later shared a clip on her own TikTok page explaining more about the bizarre banking error. I wish I could say I bought the city of Los Angeles. It's not the case here.
She bought the city.
I'm not really sure what inclined me to check my bank account at like 2 a.m., but I did. And then I saw negative $49 billion. Called my bank, and it went a little something like this. Hello, this is Chase Bank. How may I help you? Hi, I'm negative $50 billion in debt, and I'm not quite sure why. Do I have $50 billion? No, I do have $76. So she goes, can I put you on hold? I've never seen this before. And I was like, oh. I said, oh wait. It also said on my account I would get $50 billion in 2099, which would be sick, but I don't know if I would be alive at that point. Anyway, I have to go into the bank tomorrow to figure it out.
So the app said that in 2099 she'll have $50 billion.
Yeah. Can you put your mic closer?
Oh.
You absolute
My
imbecile.
bad.
It was so
My
far
bad, I
from your
forgot.
mouth.
My bad. So wait, so
Yes.
the app said that, but why? That sounds like such a scam.
So Chase started this thing where if you have a problem with your account, it could be so many different things. You need to change the type of account you have, whatever. They started it this weekend, which is why you're seeing other people have the same problem. So if you have this problem, give them a call. So, it's a bit.
Was there ever a problem that was detected? How did it happen?
I will say it's the scary as shit. What? Oh, this is how she wrote it out. Wrote it out? Wrote it out.
Right, she wrote it this way.
Wrote it. I would say it's the scary as. No, I would say it's the scary as shit way to grab someone's attention. Clearly, they do that to grab your attention because they want you to fix your shit. But it's fixed, and that's all that matters. So no, I'm not $50 billion in debt. Thank God. And unfortunately, I wasn't the person to take on everyone's student debt. Maybe Jeff Bezos will.
Wow.
So that's about it on
a
that
story.
one. But
I wish that there was more of a telling as to everything, but I guess it's still kind of weird. I'm glad that that's never happened to me. 50 billion, that's such a big amount that it's gonna be incorrect.
Especially if you wake up not knowing what happened the night before. It's just like $50 billion you spent.
50 billion? You're like, did I give my information to somebody? And why didn't my overdraft fee happen?
They just let this happen. It's not suspicious at all that you spent $50 billion. Remember, she bought a bunch of nukes, of black arms deals.
Right. Right. She's black arms deals.
A few organs that she probably sold. I don't know.
Right. Who knows? She sold for a price. So she sold it and also paid whoever she was selling it to?
I'd like to think that she bought a whole city, though. That would be funny.
That would. Could you imagine? She's like, I'm now the owner of Los Angeles.
Yeah, I just got too drunk last night and I bought Los Angeles.
One thing led to another and I bought the city.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Last news for today. A woman fakes pregnancy to both her boyfriends and has one kill the other with a toilet lid.
What?
That's a pretty bizarre headline.
That is. Sounds pretty malicious by this chick.
Tommy Brown thought Christina Rodriguez was pregnant with his child. Her other boyfriend thought the baby was actually his. Both men were wrong, and one wound up dead. Tommy Lee Brown grew up in Fort Worth, Texas, and after high school, he worked with his father for his janitorial service, later taking over the business. In 2004, Tommy began a relationship with coworker Connie Marino. Though they were both together for almost a decade, their domestic bliss was punctuated by frequent breakups. How in depth is this going to go?
Yeah, really.
He was really in love with Connie, and he really wanted a life with Connie. Sister Andrea told Snapped, airing on Sundays at 6 o'clock Central on Oxygen.
Sounds like just an episode from the show.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, I saw this and I'm going to now write about it.
This is on Yahoo, so. But more than anything, Tommy wanted children. In spring 2013, Tommy and Moreno enlisted a surrogate to bear Tommy's child. Before the child arrived, however, the couple again split up. His dreams of having a child would never come true. On September 7th, 2013, Andrea went to Tommy's home after not hearing from him for several days, which was unusual. He didn't answer the door, so she let herself in using a spare key he kept in the mailbox. Upon entering, she saw her brother lying on the floor and called 911. Okay. Sorry, this thing's messing me up. When investigators arrived, they found Tommy Brown, 51, lying face down in a hallway outside the bathroom. He had been dead for several days. Plastic bags had been duct taped around Tommy's neck, and his hands were tied behind his back with a shoelace. He had multiple blunt force trauma injuries to the head and 9 fractured ribs, according to court documents. I mean, his face looked like he had gone into a fight with Mike Tyson. It was one of the most savage beatings that I've ever seen, said prosecutor Bill Visar. So I'm just going to skip ahead here to where it gets to the points.
Right.
So they found his trunk, and there was pieces of porcelain all around him. In the back of the truck was a trash can filled with bloody items and pieces of chipped porcelain that matched those found on the floor of Tommy's home. The pieces, they realized, were once part of a toilet tank lid.
Holy
Oh,
crap.
so the top of it?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Investigators...
This is no joke.
This is no joke. This is real news here.
Yeah.
Investigators interviewed Andrea and learned her brother was juggling 2 women at once. Whoa, drama. Besides Connie Moreno, Tommy had a new girlfriend named Christina Rodriguez. Tommy and Rodriguez... Yeah, I can't... Dude, you're going to have to take this over. Tommy and Rodriguez became pen pals while she was incarcerated. In 2002, she had been sentenced to 10 years in prison for aggravated robbery.
Oh, what a charmer.
Yeah, not a surprise from knowing this
Right.
information.
Yeah.
The incident occurred when Rodriguez answered an ad for a home health aide for an 82-year-old man. At the end of her first day on the job, the man called his daughters in a panic. Oh, this is talking about the robbery. When the two...
Wait, repeat that part? You're freezing up.
Okay. In 2002, she had been sentenced to 10 years in prison for aggravated robbery. You got that?
Okay, right, yeah.
The incident occurred when Rodriguez answered an ad for a home health aide for an 82-year-old man.
Okay.
At the end of her first day of the job, the man called his daughters in a panic. Is there a vacuum in the background?
There is. Damn it.
So, in fact, Rodriguez wasn't pregnant with either man's child. It turns out that was just some big con. She was never pregnant.
Oh. I thought it was going to be like a third person.
Somebody stepped up from out of the shadows. It was me.
It's mine.
Tell them it was me. I want them to know it was me.
And then the two still fight each other? Or does he say it after the guy kills the other guy?
Saying it to him while he's dead.
I wish I could have told both of you, but I'll just have to tell you, the murderer. It was me.
Oh, so this is very misleading. This all happened in the past. In March 2016, Braylon Dominique Ellis was tried for the murder of Tommy Brown. He was found guilty of felony murder and sentenced to life in prison according to court documents. And then what?
Oh, I was going to say, yeah, because like the other part took place in 2013.
Yeah. When Rodriguez was tried 10 months later, Ellis testified against her. Ellis said Rodriguez claimed Tommy had abused her, and so the two of them drove to his house on September 5th to beat Tommy up and take Tommy's things.
Because he abused me, we're going to beat you up and take your things.
There's got to be something in it for them, of course. They have to leave with something. Rodriguez used Tommy's spare key to sneak into his house. Ellis hid in the bathroom and grabbed the toilet tank lid to use as a weapon.
Holy crap. Jeez.
When Tommy got home, Ellis struck him over the head with the toilet tank lid, beating Tommy until he fell to the floor. Tommy's on the ground. He's gasping. Christina comes in, hands Ellis a pot from the kitchen, and goes, "Here, use this." And so he hits...
That sounds like some type of, like, I hate to laugh, but it sounds like a comedy, like, hey, here, use this.
Yeah, like a cartoon using a pot. Like, it makes a big, like, cartoon, so, like, boom.
Boom. Guy, like, freezes up, like, his whole body's vibrating. Oh, my God.
You see the birdies going around his head.
like the lump on his head goes,
Here, use this. So he hits him on the head 2 or 3 times with the pot. Then he put the bag over Tommy's head.
So he, like, bludgeons him over the head and then is going to suffocate him.
Yeah, I mean, they made sure that he was never going to wake up from this.
There's just, like, going to be no doubt.
So, Kawa's roommate keeps vacuuming outside and interrupting the show.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay, we're done anyway, that's it.
It's true. Alright, fine.
So what would you, any conclusive thoughts about this episode? What was your favorite?
Gosh, like my favorites? My favorite was definitely the Exorcism of the trees in Home Depot.
That was pretty out there, yeah.
That one was by far the weirdest and my favorite.
A few misleading again, but you know.
Some of these just got like the last one got really into the details.
Yeah, so apparently it's airing as like a special on Oxygen. If anybody wants to watch it, it kept sponsoring it on the ad or on the article.
Don't forget to keep watching Oxygen. This show on Oxygen, 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Central.
Well, that's a good thing to transition to. Remember to keep watching The Greasy Monkey Show. We're on wherever you can get your podcasts and on YouTube.
Yes. Spread the word if you know somebody that likes to listen or watch stuff about weird news.
And just hang out with us. Them. Have a laugh. Have a cry.
Yeah. Have a chuckle, if you will.
Have some good times, have some bad times. Hear some vacuums in the background.
Yeah, take notes on, when to and when not to vacuum, I guess.
All right.
Again.
We are done. There it goes
All right.
again.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys.
See you guys next week for more weird news.